Hi YouTube, today is 20th March 2015. I've just finished reading a book of Carissa Conti, girlfriend of Montag, and she made a very good book about the gang stalking and all the weird matrix synchronicities. So I'll be going through her book because it's really very inspiring to read a book of somebody who understands the matter. And of course we disagree on some things, it's normal. She's talking about her friend on her work, and they used to touch truthful topics about the system, I presume. He was greatly interested and blah, but then immediately when they started to talk, boom, his phone would start ringing, one call after the another, people needing stuff out of nowhere, or worse yet, people coming by his cube, totally interrupting us as if I wasn't even there and was just invisible. Typical thing. So how that happens is Illuminati, they do have hive mind, and that hive mind is noticing your aura, and especially if like two non-Illuminati meeting and exchanging truth information. So Matrix will react because Matrix knows you from your previous incarnations. You, of course, if you're seeking for truth now, you've been seeking it before. So yes, you have a record, although you don't have a memory. That explains her horrible childhood when she was harassed in a school by same elements. We'll come to that. So Illuminati will move into position, they will do a show, just start shouting, or they will move other people and they will do their ridicule game. This is another game. It's topic of its own. But were all these co-workers knowing conscious agents stalking us, part of some big government syndicate? Psst, no, not in my opinion. Yeah, no. It's simply far more sensitive than that. You have those elements, as I explained, and then you have innocent middle-class people. Just something is moving their energy, just thinking in some way, and they don't like to think anyway. But this is interesting. Attitude. The gang stalkers are extremely hostile, ice cold, and intensely self-righteous. Their intense hostilities all out of the proportion to anything the target has done or is doing. All the stalkers, no matter how young or even children exactly, have the same attitude as if they have all gone to the same stalking school, the how to be profoundly hostile, ice-cold, hyper-self-righteous, violent attacker-stalker, quote-unquote school, and so on. This is a strange belief because many people are targeted for seemingly trivial reasons. The stalkers seem to really believe that target deserves all the attacks, even in cases where the victim target has never been able to figure it out why he has been targeted. Well, I just explained that. Your aura just clicked. And that's all. And I love her book. I really love her book. Very, very good. I really don't know what to single out. Oh yeah. And this part when the guy is talking about he's trying to concentrate on his computer, he's working something, and then people start to scream out outside, and then louder. But when it got to the point where these were kids standing literally underneath my window now screaming and yelling at top volume, that's when I finally jerked my head up and thought, what the... And yeah, imagine this, like, hey you cow, chinga chok ba barambo, that phase. And because when the noise level finally got so loud, so obnoxious, that I had to actually stop what I was doing, yes, to acknowledge it, yeah, I know, like something desperately trying to get your attention. I call this behavior of see me children, because this is how stalkers also behave. Like those children from families where they have so many children and everybody's fighting for attention, and desperately they need my attention, and then insanely noticing me. And this is like insanely quiet right now. It's 3:30 p.m. and it's like very nice. The problem was, it was like everything was, yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is very, very interesting, especially part when she's talking about schizophrenic people. Now this is now very important. People who've been targeted are people who are damaged. Now I have in mind this guy Gerd from Lake District here. People here in the scene know him. He is really targeted individual, but he is really somebody who is, now I will just read this. Thoughts are disjoint with no continuum, jumping from one thing to the next, to the next in rapid succession. Picture somebody walking very quickly with one foot in front of their other and their eyes fixed on their feet. They only see each individual step separately and not how all the steps combine together in the whole, and they don't see anything else happening around them because they are fixated on their feet and the individual steps, so on. So person diagnosed of being of schizophrenic may in fact actually have conspiracy stuff going on in their life, and that's exactly why they're being driven to nuttiness. And yeah, she's also mentioning, like, with the whole people she's been exchanging emails, only a couple of people who've been actually able to continue thoughts. And this is what I noticed with the normal people, 2 till 10 thoughts connected. This is maximum they can go. And with those schizo guys, yeah, they're just changing one sentence after another. Nothing is connected logically, seemingly, but everything is connected to the inner anger, and in this particular case, and a feeling of self-importance. He's homeless, but he's living in an inflated ego, how he's gonna sell his script for a big movie. So you have this incredible urge of this programmed ego to continue his existence by simply not noticing life. And this is possible because this part, frontal lobe, is fucked. This is how it goes. So yeah, I understand you. Yeah, of course she's going into the hyperdimensional critters. Yes, important part of the whole thing. And conclusion summary, important part. Stay with me, although I'm not the best reader. Conclusion summary: gang stalking, in my opinion, actually involves a mix of several things that have been mistakenly lumped into the same category. 1. Hyperdimensional attacks from non-physical entities outside this realm who hone in on individuals over the course of their life, either because the target poses a threat to the next and or because the target is guaranteed disempowered low-frequency food source. And then 2. Physically based groups and syndicates who oftentimes have government ties, targeting people who pose a threat to the negative elements in charge of this reality and the establishment. Both can overlap, in my opinion, and as it seems that the non-physical demonic nags can also work through these syndicates and gang stalkers, using them for their bidding. And finally, 3. A person's personal frequency and the way they interface with reality, especially if they've got into a habitual mindset of fear, paranoia, and disempowerment, can help perpetuate and escalate harassment by drawing more of it to themselves due to conscious and unconscious expectation. And of course, so how do you feel about this? Excellent, excellent, excellent. There is more. And there is actually one more thing I have to say. Yeah, I mean, this part is good. Yes, I don't believe that this level of hostility and ice cold intensity of which I've experienced myself is human, especially when it occurs in kids. That's almost the dead giveaway right there. Yes, you know, that coldness. Oh my god. It's neg entity demonic all the way, in my opinion, working through them, because that's exactly the mindset and attitude of dark entities. They have all the time in the world a never-ending supply of hate, which explains everything about why these attacks can be so intense, long-lasting, and out of proportion. But yes, I mean, blah, excellent. But she's talking about the white pickup truck and intense feeling of fear, and then a guy with the piercing blue eyes looking at her with intense hate out of the pickup truck, which was following her with a low engine. I experienced that something like that when I was 17. I was going back home. It was late night, around midnight, passing through a couple of neighborhoods, and one guy was following me a number of streets. But you know, I just had this like intense feeling, totally creepiness and danger. And I actually hid myself, and he was looking for me in that area where I hid myself behind the wall. And yeah, you know, that's it. That's alarm call. You know, that's a predator. That's a predator behind you. So lots of experience in this book of Carissa Conti. She doesn't believe in people that can, you know, people read minds, and she doesn't believe in the synthetic telepathy. I do, but you know what? We can agree that we disagree, and I love her work really a lot, and her boyfriends. It was a great help for me in 2010, and. Yeah, I wonder how are they doing actually. These be nice people to have a cup of coffee with and talk to. I hope I'm not classified under the crazy category for them. So, what else to say? For the end, yes, Illuminati are mind connected in the Hive consciousness. Yes, that Hive consciousness is the system. Yes, there is also invisible system behind it. See it as a scanners which are scanning you in your ear. See it as a reptiles, you know, checking you out from the astral dimension, checking out your aura. You know, and else, and subcategories. Somebody on a screen checking out your biofield because you have Morgellons inside, so he can track some bodily functions. So the, you know, system is there. It's checking you out and it's harassing you because if you wake up, no more container. That's it. That's how it goes.